Alright, so we are now answering question 1b from exercise 14h, which is asking us to find all the values of x between 0 and 4 pi for which sine of x equals 1 over the square root of 2. Now, some of us might be initially thrown by this 1 over the square root of 2. You may have memorized instead the square root of 2 over 2. And this is just the rationalized form, so don't freak out too much about that. So now we look at our question and we look at our unit circle. Because we're dealing with sine, we're looking at the y-axis, and we're saying where on the y-axis am I going to find 1 over the square root of 2? Well, it's positive, so it's going to be up here, and it's going to be about there. 1 over the square root of 2. So now I could draw a little dotted line to my points on the circle, so I'm going to have 1 point there, and 1 point here. And hopefully you've done a good job memorizing everything and you could actually tell me what these coordinates are. It's going to be 1 over the square root of 2 1 over the square root of 2. So they're just the same. And then over here in my second quadrant, what it will be is minus 1 over the square root of 2 1 over the square root of 2. So for our case, we only care about the y value because we're dealing with sine, and as you can see, they're both 1 over the square root of 2. So now the next thing that we want to do is draw in our angle, or put in our line. So we've got a line from there to there. Whoops, doesn't want to work with me. From there to there. And we're going to have another one from there to there. So hopefully what you can tell by what we've done so far is that when we go around our circle, 2 pi, so when we do a full rotation of our unit circle, we're going to have 2 solutions to this problem. We're going to have one angle here and then another angle here. So now we could come and start writing in our solutions x. And what is my value for my first little angle here? What will the x value be here? And hopefully you've memorized your unit circle and you know it's going to be pi on 4. So that's going to be my first x value, pi on 4. So what this is telling me is that when I have sine of pi on 4, it's going to equal 1 over the square root of 2. And we know that to be true. Perfect. Then when I come over to my second quadrant, so my second quadrant over here, what will my x value be now? Now again, hopefully you've memorized your unit circle. I'm going to keep saying that. So it's going to be 3 pi on 4. Now how is it that we can memorize this? What's a little trick that we can use? Well, I know that when I have the coordinates 1 over the square root of 2 and 1 over the square root of 2, whether or not they're positive or negative, so over here it's negative, but in either case, if I have these two values, whether they're positive or negative, I know that my denominator of my angle is going to be 4. And then what I remember is that in my second quadrant, my numerator is going to be 1 less than my denominator. When we come to the third quadrant, what I remember is that my numerator is going to be 1 more than my denominator. But that doesn't really count for what we're doing now. That doesn't really matter. But those little tricks are going to be really helpful, and it really just comes from spending a long time looking at the unit circle. So that's going to be 5, oops, sorry, I'm getting myself confused. That's going to be 3 pi on 4 here. So this angle here is going to be my next answer. So x, when x is 3 pi on 4, I'm going to get 1 over the square root of 2. Perfect. So now, let me rub that out, let me rub that out, let me rub that out. But now the question says, let's look here, we need to find solutions between 0 and 4 pi. We've only gone 2 pi around. So what we need to do now is do another rotation around to find more solutions. So now what I'm doing is I'm going around my unit circle once, which is 2 pi, and now I'm making another rotation around. So now I need to go up this much. And we know that this little dotted section here is just pi on 4, what we found before. So my next x value is simply going to be 2 pi plus pi on 4. If we look over here, what we're doing is we're taking our pi on 4 and we're plussing 2 pi onto it. So now I can come over here and do some working out. So I have pi on 4 and I'm plussing 2 pi onto it. So I know my denominators need to be the same, so I'm going to times the denominator by 4. Then I'm going to times my numerator by 4. 2 times 4 is 8. So it's going to be 9 pi on 4. And that will be my next solution. 9 pi on 4. Then I'm going to come over here, rub that out, rub that out. Now I need to find my next answer, which is here. So again, I'm going to do a full rotation of my unit circle, 2 pi. And then I need to go all the way over to here now. And we know what this little x value will be, this angle will be. It will be 3 pi on 4, 3 pi on 4, which is what we found here. So what we're being asked to do is to take 3 pi on 4 and plus 2 pi to it. So I can do my working out again. So I have this time 3 pi on 4, and I'm plussing 2 pi to it. But I'm not going to write 2 pi here. I'm just going to take what I've done here because I've already turned it into a denominator that I wanted. So 8 pi on 4. 8 pi on 4 is 2 pi, but my denominators are the same. So it's really important that you don't do the same work twice when you don't need to, just saving time. And 8 plus 3 is 11 pi on 4. Then I'm going to put that here. 11 pi on 4. And these are my answers. So I could just clean this up at the very end, get rid of this, get rid of that. These will be my answers. So x is going to be pi on 4, 3 pi on 4, 9 pi on 4, and 11 pi on 4 in order to get this y value out here. So hopefully this has been helpful to you.